What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. Ding! So that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support I'm getting on this channel. We're going up and it's all because of you. I didn't do nothing. You did it, man. And I appreciate that. For that, I'm very humbled. So I was asked another question. Have you ever seen a black biker in prison? Where do they go? What do they do? Do they talk the same? Do they drink coffee, brother? Where do the black bikers go? And to tell you the truth, I have a couple stories about black bikers. And yes, there are 1%ers that are black. There are black bikers, man. I don't see the difference, right? Black, brown, white, it's all the same to me. It's all human, right? It's all the same type of sangre. But at the same time, there is a lot of racial shit going on in the prisons, on them yards. So where would a black biker fit in? Well, I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why black bikers are out of the norm. It's not normal. It doesn't seem normal in prison. It's not the normal type of inmate that would come in there, type of convict. But there are those that are there, and don't sleep on it. So you know about your traditional biker clubs, okay, that are black. You know, you have big biker clubs in, say, the East Bay that are comprised of the majority, 99% black guys that ride around on their Harleys, man, that just are into their bikes, are into that club, that brotherhood, right? They're into it, not the Aryan Brotherhood, but the Black Brotherhood, right? And they're into just kicking back, enjoying themselves. A lot of them are vets that were in the armed forces that come together and they like to ride together. They like that show of brotherly love, right? Now, excuse me, I got the Buddha piece today. There are 1%er bikers. Bikers that have joined, that are black, that have joined clubs that traditionally didn't even allow black guys in the past into these clubs, or don't have very many members that are black. And it's just like a white guy going into a Crip hood or joining a Crip gang or a blood gang. You know, these guys are on front line. These guys are really with the activities in the business. You have to be. Just like a black norteño or a white norteño, you must feel that you have to like prove yourself, that you have to show that you're more gangster than the rest. And a lot of times, man, it's unfortunate to say, they're actually supposed to do that, right? People expect that. There's expectations there. Hey, if you want to be someone who's not of the same ethnic group of us, but claiming our culture or having love for our culture, why? What's the reason? Are you trying to infiltrate? What's going on here? So a lot of these guys either get put on frontline status or they put themselves on frontline status, meaning if something cracks off, they're the first ones to participate. They're usually the downest, man. Like I said, I'm not going to say his name because he's still fucking activated, but there was a black norteño when I was in the youth authority, man, that still to this day wiggles, has done federal time, has done his time. He knows who he is, and he'll probably know by me that's just saying this because he watches, I'm sure. He was with the shit. He was with all the shenanigans, all the activity, man. And I felt he had to go that route because he was black, but at the same time, that was just his DNA, his makeup. He was just a straight, solid savage, just about the business, you know? I don't think color even played into it. It might have just a little bit, a smidgen, but for the most part, he just was with the fucking shit. Now, when it comes to black bikers, where do they go on the yard? So if a black biker comes in and say he's from Hells Angels, because yes, they do have blacks that are involved in the Hells Angels, or Vogels, or Mongols, or whatever group he's from, these well-known biker clubs, where does he go on the yard? Now, most of his brothers, his people, are going to be of white, you know, ethnicity or brown ethnicity. But he can't go function with brown because at the end of the day, brown is comprised into two groups. There are no brown bikers that claim bikers that are able to walk the yards and just kick it like that. They all fall under one authority. They all fall under one group. Or two groups. They're either norteños or Southsiders, sureños. That's it. So when you go in there, you don't have to leave your colors at the door, Holmes, but you have to put your chaleco on the hanger for a minute there, and you have to go get in with your gente, your people, because it becomes a racial thing. If you're from down south, Southern California, and you come in and you're a brown biker, of course, you're going to be known as a resident and you're going to function with the Southsiders, just what it is, right? If you're from Northern California, it's pretty much the same thing, only that you're going to fucking fight under that Northern Bandera, that Northern cause. And if any fun pops off with the Norteños because you chose to kick it with them, that's just that. I mean, you can go try to fit in with the Paisas or you can go try to get in with the others. But that's up to them if they're going to allow that to happen. Now with the black biker, it's a little different. They get in and say they're people, there's 3 or 4 Hells Angels on the yard that are functioning as woods. They can't go kick it with them. Doesn't matter if they're all from the same biker club on the streets. It doesn't matter if you broke bread with that brother and that's your good righteous brother. You went on that poker run and did whatever you did. And his old lady and your old lady might be best friends. But you might get to say a buenos dias, a good morning or whatever, and wink and shit, drink a cup of Joe and from a distance. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to go kick it with that group. What's going to happen with black bikers is they're going to fall up under something called non-affiliated blacks. They're not Crips, they're not Bloods, they're not Kumis, they're non-affiliateds. Now, you do have black bikers from the Bay Area, from the East Bay pretty much, that are functioning up with the Kumis, that do go into prison and already have that fucking set, that when they go in there, they're going to kick it with their brothers, they're going to kick it with the 415ers, do their thing, and it's all good in the hood. But that's a black biker gang, okay? I'm talking about black bikers that are from these 1%er gangs that are from, or these clubs that are from groups that are the majority brown and white. These guys, it's going to be difficult and different for them. But for the most part, 99% of them, they're going to function with their color, with their group, their ethnicity. It's just the way it is. Sorry. I know it's racial and it sucks. It sucks to be human on a prison yard in California, especially with all the gang and racial things that are going on, because there's a lot of people that don't have a racist bone in their body. They don't play that shit. I'm one of them. I don't care what color you are. We're all human. We all got red blood when it hits the surface. We're all one people. But in there, you have to play by the rules or get played out by the rules. Facts. So you get the black bikers in there, and I've seen a few of them. They function with the blacks, man, as non-affiliated. And a lot of them, I've seen one, he had several tattoos, indicators, man. He wore his shield. He let people know you knew he was a black biker, but he understood enough to know that you can't go against the grain. Doesn't matter who you are. One man can't stand against that yard. You'll get slaughtered. Okay, you'll get butchered on that yard. Period. But I'm going to tell you about one black biker that got there that wasn't playing into them shenanigans, into that shit. He wanted to kick it with his brothers. So there was an older gentleman. He was probably in his 50s. He gets to the yard and he's a black biker. He has 1%er tattoos and several different things tattooed on him. And he was from the Banditos. So he was not from, and that's the club he was from. He wasn't from a California club. Okay, the Hells Angels, the Mongols, the Vogels. You know, the ones you traditionally see riding down the California highways. He wasn't from one of those. He was from out of state. Now, I think the Banditos are located, I believe, in Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas. I'm not too sure. You guys can put me up on game. But I know they're from a different state. But he happened to get caught up with a whole bunch of dope and a whole bunch of whatever, zuzus and wham-whams in the California system. And so he goes through the system. Now, this guy was not a sucker or a punk or he didn't show any of those characteristics in any type of way. He was really with the shit. He was really with all the activities, right? But the state he comes from, you got to understand, it's different politics. It's different rhythm, okay? Like I said, every different state, every different prison system is ran differently. You know, maybe there are prisons where the bikers have the majority of the yards, where these groups are dominant and it doesn't matter what color they are, they all run together because their club has a lot of respect. And they go out to these yards and they function however they function. But in the California system, again, bikers are not as recognized. They're recognized and respected as a biker. Yeah, that's cool. And in the past, they did terrorize some yards. But nowadays, and in the times that I was incarcerated, if, like I said, if you were a Mongol, man, they were going at it, with the Southsiders at that time. So they weren't able to just walk a yard peacefully. Every time they hit a yard, they were getting ran up on. And I told a story the other day. They were getting smashed on, man. The numbers just were tremendously not in their favor. And then, of course, there were some that were able to get by and were respected because they were old school. I don't know, man. It was just different, just depending on who was on that yard at that particular time. Now, when it comes to the Hells Angels, I told you, most of them are white guys. There has been a couple brown Hells Angels, but most of them are woods, and they function as woods in prison. They leave their biker club at the door, and they do what they have to do. And as soon as they get out, they put the chaleco back on, saying they're cut, and they're back with their business. And that's cool. That's just what you have to do. You have to respect the yard. Okay, at the end of the day, you will respect that yard and the reglas that are set forth before you got there. So anyways, this black biker gets there, and he's not used to being around brothers, right? He's used to being around whites, Mexicans, his biker brothers. That's just what it is. I don't know if he chose that upon himself and that's just what he wanted to do, or he grew up that way. You know, and it's unfortunate that there's people that grow up, you know, I got a black homeboy that grew up in a white neighborhood. And when I say white neighborhood, not gang related, just grew up around more white people than black. And so he started to not act white. I hate saying act white and act black, but you guys know what I'm talking about. He started to act a certain way, and the brothers didn't like him because of that. He would have a hard time during school. He would have a hard time, you know, out in the workforce, wherever he went, because he didn't fit that mold or that criteria that people set out there. You know, that stigma that people think you're supposed to be. You could be anything you want to be. It's all about geographical situations, where you grew up, that's who you fuck with, and you are what you are, and you're going to be who you're going to be. And I've never looked at someone differently because of the pigmentation of their skin or their color. It doesn't matter to me. If you're a homie, you're a fucking homie. Black, white, brown, whatever. Let's get it, homie. You know, I've always tripped though on the dudes that are black or white that have Mexican flags or get Mexican flags tatted on them, or, you know, certain indicators that, like, bro, be proud of who you are. Never be ashamed of what you are. Proud to be black, stand tall and hard. Like, be proud of your where you come from, your culture. Don't forget that. Just recognize that it's a beautiful blessing to be involved with other cultures as well. You know, so I've always tripped on that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you go get, you know, that's like me getting fucking I love Africa tattooed on my neck, or the fucking flag of Sweden on my neck. I ain't got no part of that in that. I got respect, and I might even have some love for the different cultures. So it's okay, them black chicks, they're different. They're mean, but they do it meanly, right? So there's a new word, meanly. But so anyways, this guy, this black biker man, he gets there and he's more wanting to associate with his brothers. And the blacks get at him. It was the Crips, and they told him, hey, bro, you know, here you're a non-affiliated black. If anything cracks off, it don't matter who it's with. You're going to fuck with us. Now, him being a bandito and being from out of state, he could have easily said, okay, that's cool. I know where I stand. I know what it is. And that's that. But he was like, he didn't feel that love. He didn't feel like wasn't racist like that. If anything, he was on the other side of racism, right? He wanted to kill the black man, right? He was different. And so he was kind of like, I'm going to do my own thing on this yard. I'm not going to fuck with the blacks, the whites, nobody. It's me. I'm a bandito, and that's what it is. If anyone has smoke, come get that. Now, of course, there was other biker clubs, guys that were bikers on that prison yard. But again, they were running with their own ethnic groups. You had a couple Hells Angels, man, that were running with Woods. At that time, there was no Mongols on the yard. Like I said, they were going at it with Southsiders. I was doing time when that green light was on the Mongols. I was doing time at that time, okay? So like I said, I told the one story. I seen one Mongol hit the yard and tear some shit up. But other than that, they wouldn't be on the yard, man. They get smashed on right when they got to the yard. It's unfortunate. It's real life. So this guy, for a while, he was able to do that. And what had happened was he liked to get high, okay? And this more so is about him getting high than the blacks backing him up. But of course, the blacks gave him the option when he got there. Roll with us, we got you. Meaning that if you get in any type of conflict or anyone's tripping, we got you, homie. You know, we got your back just because he was black. They didn't care about the gang he was from, the club, and everything. And now you got to understand that if it was his business, it's his business, because the Crips ain't going to back up no one else on their business. Crips got their own business. Bloods are the same. On Paru, they got their own shit going on. The Kumis, they're a little bit more flamboyant, and they, you know, they're a little bit more militant. So they'll back the black power play. But, you know, you're pretty much on your own as a non-affiliated. You know, no one really fucks with you. You don't get involved in the politics. You just do your own time. You know, you can get embraced by the Muslims or whatever if you choose to go that route. Whatever, there's a lot of different black options you got while in prison. This guy wasn't trying to fucking kick it with no one. He walked the yard bolo. He did his own thing. He was a true bandito. Now, in doing this, he started to get involved with doing deals with the Native Americans, right? And there was a guy that was kicked it with the banditos. He was from the same state as this black dude. And so they became good, close friends, a Native American. And he started to do some wheeling and dealing, and this Native American was getting dope from the Southsiders at the time, right? And so this black guy, this biker, he was getting high through the Southsiders, through this Native. And you don't fuck with people's money on the yard. It's the last thing you do. Now, you got to understand, like I said, this guy was his mid-50s, big fucking swole gray beard. I remember just a big old bandito. He had banditos blasted all the way across his back. He was with the shit, right? You could just tell he was a roughneck biker, not the type to fuck with. He drank his coffee, brother. You could tell, black brother. You know what I'm saying? Tony has done it again. But at the same time, you can't get involved with other groups. And so this is where it comes down to. So he gets involved where he owes some money. The money doesn't come through or whatever. Southsiders are tripping. The natives like, hey, bro, you're going to have to come through with the money. It's going to get ugly for you, right? Now, people already assume, we already seen on this yard, he's by himself. The blacks were kind of like, we don't fuck with that dude. That dude on some biker shit. He don't want to kick it. He don't want to kick it, right? So now, this is the thing about prison where you need your people. This is why I know that being racial and doing all that shit, it doesn't seem right, but you have to fall in between them lines, because if no one has your back on that yard, it's open season, bro. And when it goes down, no one gives a fuck. They're going to just keep on pushing. Because no man in prison is going to lay their life on the line for someone that ain't going to lay their life on the line for them. That's a fact, right? And if they do, they're weird for that one. So this guy, you know, they trying to make a move on him. They got at the blacks like, hey, is this one of your peoples? And the black said, I mean, he's dark and shit, but nah, we're cool. We're going to let him learn. He's a biker, right? Let's see where that Harley takes him. And they did a pegada on this guy. Pretty vicious one, right? Now, he was a big dude, so he was able to sustain it. They booked him several times on the yard for a drug debt. Again, no one backed his play. None of the brothers, there was no issues off of it. They didn't feel some type of way because he was black or nothing. They said he chose his group, his organization, or wherever he was from, his club, over his people. You can't do that in California. And I guess he learned his lesson. Being from out of state, he learned, what the fuck is different, eh? It is different. Okay? But where do black bikers go in prison? They go with their gente, man. They go kick it with their people. You know, a lot of them, you're not going to see very many. But when you do, they're going to go with the brothers, man. They're going to be non-affiliated. And that's it. See, let me break it down for you one time for your mind. Knowledge you can get in college. You have the Crips. Okay, a very organized group in prison, very recognizable, very flamboyant in what they do with the shenanigans. You have two different Crip cars. You have the LA Crip car, okay, or Southern California, San Diego, LA, all that. Then you have the NCs, the Northern California Crip car. People like Merced Gangster Crips, Stockton, Sacramento, you know, the whole valley, because you don't have too many Crips or Bloods in the Bay Area. There are some little sets, you know, but once you get into like the East Bay, South Bay, North Bay, all that, in the South Bay, you will have Crips, excuse me. In the North Bay and the East Bay, you're not. It's just what it is. What's the East Bay? Oakland, Frisco, all that, right? Berkeley, Hayward. And then when you get into, of course, the North Bay, you're talking about Vallejo, Fairfield, all that area. South Bay being San Jose, you know, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, that area, Newark. So you got your different parts of the Bay. And there are a few little Crips and Blood sets, but for the majority, those are 415ers, Kumis. You're not going to have too much. In the Valley, you do have Crip cars. So you're talking about NCs or Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, Modesto, all that, right? Visalia, all that's considered NC, Tulare County. So you have the Crips. In the Bloods, man, they all stick together. They're together like butt cheeks, right? And the Bloods are from everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Northern California, Southern California. There's more Crips than there are Bloods. It's kind of like the North and South thing. There's more Southsiders than there are Northerners. The Bloods all stick together and they function. Most places I've been to, they function hand in hand, or they're very cool with the Kumis, right? You ever heard that song On the One by Mitchie Slick and Messy Marv? Shout out Messy, man. He just got out. You know what I'm saying? He looked good too. Got the flat top, blonde flat top, done jaws going this way, but he's going that way. Messy, right? Legend. So you got them that stick together or they fuck with each other. And then you got the Muslims who, if you're Muslim, if you're part of that religion, right, then you can function with them. They're pretty hardcore. I'll be doing a video about them pretty soon, man. They butcher people. They don't play, right? And then, of course, you have the non-affiliated blacks, which are older black gentlemen or people that just aren't involved in gangs and didn't live that lifestyle but got involved in crime and locked up. Now, this guy should have functioned with, or most bikers will function with the non-affiliated blacks, because they're not part of a Crip gang or a Blood gang, and they don't fall up under that bandera. They don't fall up under that, you know, flag. But, you know, I've seen several black bikers. It's not a big issue. You know, I remember one time. So there's a black biker, right? I don't know what club he was from in California, but I knew he was a biker. Everyone said, oh, yeah, that's a biker dude. He's cool, though. Cool-ass dude. Worked in the kitchen, right? And there was a Hell's Angel, a wood. Big ass Hell's Angel blasted on his back. He had all his patches on his back, you know? And just crazy looking wood, brother. Coffee for sure, right? Coffee galore. You could just tell. And he would walk on that yard with the big old Fu Manchu flowing, long ass red hair, just mobbing. I mean, you ever seen the movie Mask? He looked like Rocky Dennis, but with a big old rocha, just ugly and big and mean, right? Just mean old biker. And him and the black dude bumped heads. What happened was the black dude fucking was like had the hookup in the kitchen, and he would hook up all the blacks. You know, he was with the non-affiliateds. He would hook up all the blacks. And this white dude was like, hey, bro, fucking, we're having issues in the kitchen. Woo, the coffee ain't right, something ain't right. Whatever little issues they had, the black dude got loud with him, the biker dude, and he was like, woo, and it became a biker show. I guess they're from two rival clubs. Okay? I didn't know this. No one else knew this. And so that white dude's not fucking around, bro. He ran in the chow hall around the side. The black dude met him. They started chunking him right there, bro. The whole fucking shit erupted. All the woods jumped up. Try to rush the blacks on whites. That was one of the times that I did see black on white issue. And it was over two fucking bikers going at it. A black biker and a white biker. And at the end, they were like, oh, fuck. Right? But it happens. You know, so for the person that asked me the question, where do black bikers go? You don't see very many of them in the California system, but they are there. But they mostly function with the non-affiliated blacks. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. Anyways, with that being said, you know, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I'm going to continue to tell my stories, not to glorify prison, but to tell you exactly what it is. What did I say, prison? I can't even say it right. You know what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Can't we all just get along and drink coffee, brother? Hey, another one got at me. Gunner, I don't like when you say that. Well, you know, I don't like when you guys fucking ask me for a shot of coffee, but I do it because I got love for the white man, man. Respects. The gun. Bang, bang.